Oh my gosh, well, here I am, and I'm a mess, and it is what it is, right? We've been moving still all day. Um, I've got these sacks under my eyes that are not pleasant, so just bear with me here. Let me put some stuff in here. Let's see. Hello. Let's see. Hi, Fairy. I just love that name, Fairy Vina. It's really cute. I am not liking this pale. I don't know what's going on with and these see these things right here? Yeah, we're tired. We're tired. Hi, CeeLo. Um, so yeah, so I've been trying to get this thing fixed. Super duper busy. Hi, Charlotte. We are still in the process of, and we will be for another 2 weeks. Another 2 weeks before we are actually completely finished with our move. We are going to the burnt house slowly. For the people out there who like to give me problems with what I'm eating or drinking, it's water. Water. Um, Hi, Shannon. Um, yeah, I don't know why it is that people want to just leave the worst messages over what I'm eating, what I'm drinking, or what I'm puffing on. I don't I don't get it. I, first of all, isn't that my name up there? It's our channel. Can't we if I wanted look, this isn't mine. If I wanted to put this in my mouth, I don't because I don't want to. But if I wanted to, I would because it's my channel. That's all. So let's get down to it and see what you guys got out there for me, um, and what's going on. So, uh, healing really well on my arms, my hands. Little scarring, but it'll get better. This here, um, this arm still needs a little lotion. Um, I got some scarring here. Um, I don't know. You can see it. It's almost there. It's raised up and like, but it really hasn't messed with my tattoos a whole lot. So that's a good thing. Hi, Paisley. Oh, thank you. Um, let's talk a little bit about past and holding people responsible for their past or holding their past against them or using their past against them. And let's talk about, um, you know what? Let's talk about Lee for a second. And I want to talk about that because there are there's such a stigma out there that people can't change and that people are the same people that they were yesterday, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, right? Um I I hold myself accountable for a lot of things. I hold myself accountable for my past, right? Um I do not have a squeaky clean past. And um if you've watched our videos, you already know. Um but it's it's 2024, and the reason I brought Lee up was because when I met Lee in 2005, Lee was a completely different person. Hi, Tyler. Lee was a completely different person. He um he made the most miraculous change. Like, he's not even close to being the man he was 15 years ago. Not even close. Lee took accountability for his actions. I've taken accountability for mine. I went through the past few weeks, I've been through a really deep, long healing process. And it's been pretty, I've been on here blubbering, right? I don't know what all this noise is here. I'm scared. Oh, here it is. So anyway, I am, I guess, I don't know. I just am struggling with the fact that people, let's face it, family, friends, whatever, right? I guess you could be this hair is okay. I guess you could be the most honorable person in the world and have built 19 homeless shelters and housed people on your own dime and cured all the hunger in Ethiopia. But damn it, if you robbed a bank in 1995 and somebody finds out about it, I didn't rob a bank, but somebody finds out about it. And I feel this way. I feel this way. I feel like I can move on from my past and my past mistakes, and I can know that my past don't define me, and that I'm not even close to being anything near that young person that I was. But for some reason, there's this hand that keeps picking me up and bringing me back and saying to me, take accountability. And I feel like I had. And then I realized that I hadn't, right? Because I'd spent so much time defending myself and what I did and didn't do. But I'm on the other side now, and I look at Lee and I'm like, wow, he is a damn good person. He is an amazing human being. I am an amazing human being. I love deeply. I love hard. I'm cautious. When I don't want to be, but I am. And I give my all. I give 100%. And there are just some people that want to just keep a judgment in there, some type of a judgment in there. And I don't know. I guess it's all part of life, right? Today, Lee and I were at Home Depot grabbing some lawn clipping bags, and we were having a good day. We had already got like 2 truckloads of stuff over and brought it from the other house here, and we were at Home Depot doing that as we were pulled out of our parking space, and we were driving just down that little lane to get to the exit. A white pickup truck just pulls out of the parking space and runs right into us. Lee just he just looked at me like, did this really happen? And it happened. It's all fine. It messed up the door to our truck, but insurance has already been contacted, so it'll be handled. It's not that big of a deal. Nobody was hurt. We were going maybe 10 miles an hour. He was just pulling out, so it wasn't a huge thing, but it was pretty damaging for him just pulling out, right? But so today Sandra called me and she said, look. And then I contacted Kmu because she's knows all about the astrology. And I also pulled a card. Um, Pulled a card yesterday. Pulled a card today too. It was pretty powerful. But yesterday's is sticking with me, and it says words are powerful. And what we speak out to the universe, and I get that, and I understand that. And we only want to speak good, and we only want to speak positivity, but sometimes we're human. Yeah, your body has regenerated a bunch of cells. Those cells are completely brand new. Holy shit! Oh yeah, that's amazing. It's awesome. I do have good news. I probably already, but I was already again diagnosed with stage 1 fatty liver disease in my new liver, and so I worked really hard to try to fix that and to reverse it. I lost some weight, and I'm eating a lot healthier, pretty much drinking only water, and there's very minimal scarring now, so I've reversed a bunch of it. We're not going through it again. We're not. So anyway, so look, today, I've really been spending time with spirit and calling into, hey, what's happening here? What's going on? And how can I stop this flirting with disaster, right? And the card spoke to me today, but anyway, I've really been connected to spirit today, and I had a little tiff with my son. He's 16. Who's not going to have a tiff with a 16-year-old boy? He's a great kid. And the spirit's just speaking to me. And today I got frustrated with spirit, and I don't normally do that, but I'm like, I am going through so much at the moment. At the moment, it's a heavy load. So can you back off a little bit? And spirit just got louder. So I know that I'm supposed to sit down and listen to spirit. And that's what I'm going to do. And I am pulling cards. So if you hi, Morky Mom. Oh, thank you. So I've got with me my blue energy oracle deck, what we call the white energy oracle deck, and India's deck. So if you so inclined to get a card reading, spirit's strong. So if you would like a Cash App card pull, then if you don't want to do Cash App, you can do PayPal. I don't know where. Let's see. There we go. I got the phone so I can see the comments because Lee is in session. He is downstairs, and we are really trying to get accustomed to our new home and just settle, right? Because it's been since the fire. So we're just settling, trying to settle in, trying to settle down, if that makes. I'm getting all kinds of messages from Google saying I'm not signed in, but I'm live, so I guess I am. Oh, hi, Gina. Oh, yeah. How are you doing? How are you doing? Hi, Angie. I just saw you. So yeah, I'm doing Cash App card pulls. I feel like I want to do I am good, Mandy. I'm good. I'm healing well. I'm good. We are just busy, but that's life. One day I'm going to come on my Monday lives and be like, oh, you guys, we're done. We're done with over there. And I went by over there, I mean the burnt house. Going in and out of it every day has been a healing process for me. And just the other day I went over and on the cabinets that are still on the wall, which there was only 2, but they were black, charred black. Um, I was putting my grandkids' artwork that they had made for me on the inside of the cabinets, and none of it survived. And I get it. They're only little pictures but it really just it broke my heart, right? I really it really broke my heart. I love saving stuff like that. In the meantime, universe is telling me, you've got to move on. You've got to move on. You've got to move on. You got to keep going. You got to keep going. Not all I do is keep freaking going. I feel like I'm always freaking going on, moving on, moving on, moving on. Um, oh, you guys, thank you so much. Yeah, it's all scary, but you know what? I'm only scarred up a little bit. It's interesting because you can see the scarring. See, it's shiny right there on my arm. How shiny it is. You can see the scarring. Yeah, and obviously on my hands you can see it, but it's almost completely healed. Just discolored. I'm still discolored. You can see that where the fire got me here, but that arm healed up pretty quickly. It wasn't so bad. I still got some scarring, but I'm doing fine. I feel a lot better. Right now I feel great, except for exhaustion. We're exhausted because we have to go over there before we even box anything up to bring over here. It has to be cleaned. It has to be wiped off. It has to be and oftentimes scrubbed hard because this soot, this smoke it's thick and it's uh, sooty, for lack of better terms, sooty. Um, so there. Live, love, and feeling will always be more valuable than material things. I'm a yes, collector, and I have to remind myself, yes, yeah. Scarter, right. Scars are better than the other outcomes for sure. For sure. And let me see. I just got. Now, here's the deal with these card pools. So again, I'm going to start up. And if what I'm going to do is over the next 2 weeks, and I think I'm going to pop on for another live. I just don't know when, but it'll give you another opportunity. And Morky, she said the full moon really has put me into a dark night of the soul, healing childhood wounds. Just am on the other side of that. And my childhood wounds are deep, right? And they just keep coming up and they keep coming up and we keep cleansing and we keep cleansing till we don't anymore, right? Till they don't come up. So hi Michelle. I didn't see Michelle here. Michelle, I'm not done talking to you. I'm not. Frankenstein of Nina here had 40 staples. What for? What for? Staples are my friend too. I've had 5 cesarean sections, so those do about 40 staples a piece, and my transplant was 96 staples. 96. I've got those staples. I don't know from all my cesarean sections, but I got the ones for my transplant. Fun. I'm pulling a card here for Teresa. And if you get a card pull from me, then after next Monday, after the live, I'm going to do a wheel spin and for a free session with me and Lee. So if you would like a free 1-hour session with Lee and I both, you can get it for, if you win this, you can get it for whatever you get your the Cash App card for pool. So how I'm going to do this is today's the people who get the Cash App card pulls today and on Monday. So Monday when we're done talking and I'm doing card pulls, that's when we're going to spin the wheel. We're not going to wait till the 3rd week. So I'm going to pull Teresa's card from India's deck. Oh, okay. Single pane glass. Ugh. Oh. Ooh. I don't know, man. I'd rather go through 50 more transplants than to go through any more burns because y'all that was horrible. 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 Teresa, I've pulled you the number 2 card. It's inner knowing. The inner knowing card. Inner knowing. Inner knowing. And I know you and I know your situation. And I know this is a good card. So I'm going to go with, I usually do if you've pulled this card. So if you've pulled this card, you're being guided to trust your inner knowing and let go of the need for outer mind knowing. That's hard, isn't it, y'all? That's really hard. That's so hard. This is a destiny card too, by the way. I'm not finished. I'm one-handed. Let's see. The rest is nurture your inner child and provide them comfort during times of uncertainty. Embrace the changes that are happening in your life and be open to the new. Stay connected to your guides and higher self for the guidance. Believe and receive the goodness that is coming, which is in alignment for your heart-based choices. And you know what that means, Teresa, and I know what that means. And we both know what that means. So that decision that you have to make by tomorrow, you already know what it is. Your inner knowing is telling you. Your inner knowing is telling you. Y'all, I made an emergency text to Miss K Moon today. I was not feeling it. Not feeling it. I was like, what the hell is going on? And I don't do astrology. I don't know it. It's not my thing, right? But it's hers, and she can tell me what the hell's happening. And she did. For sure. For sure. Who's got some questions out there? Let's get those out. Let's get those out in the open. Let's talk because I'm ready. I'm ready to talk. I'm ready to be open, and spirit is really strong, really strong. What I'm really trying to do, I shouldn't, but I could, but I won't. And I just turned that down. I didn't want to turn it up. Let's see. I am going to now pull. Let's see. Olga, hi. Oh, Olga. Sharing my journey is the medicine that I need. It's the medicine that I need. I don't know. I hope that just me sharing parts of my stories is at least helping one person, if that makes sense. At least helping. At least helping. Oh, spirit has been so strong. Oh, so strong. Pulling this card from Mr. Tyler. Mr. Tyler. Mr. Tyler. We are in preparation mode, Mr. Tyler. Tyler, let me say this. You know what I'm talking about. I may have watched it 3 or 4 times. And I felt every ounce of pain that you were feeling. I watched it. I commented on it. You know what I'm talking about. I watched it. I watched it 4 or 5 times. I know I did. I was moved. And I want to see more. And so does Lee. All right, here we go. Tyler, express gratitude to your guides, higher self and spirit for preparing you in every way for your highest reality. If you are experiencing effort, fatigue, doubt, fear, or other challenging emotions, acknowledge them to spirit and your guide team. Understand that through readiness, release, surrender, and trust, transformation will occur. Recognize that your ego's mind attachment to certain parts of you can be the biggest obstacle in your path forward. Choose to let go and move forward, exercising the divine gift of free will. I want to read something else again. Spirit's guiding me to this. Spirit's guiding me to recognize that your ego mind's attachment to certain parts of you can be the biggest obstacle on your path forward. You got that, Tyler? I'm going to read it again, Tyler. Understand through all those, this one's the one standing out to me. Understand that or recognize that your ego's mind attachment to certain parts of you can be the biggest obstacle on your path forward. Choose to let go and move forward, exercising the divine gift of free will. The card looks like this. Hi, Mara. Preparation mode. Preparation mode. Tyler, seems like we're in the same little space. I don't mind being in here with you, but neither one of us need to be here, right? Oh, thank you, Charlotte. I hope, because sometimes I feel like, sometimes when I get off here, I feel like, God, I just rambled on. Or the couple weeks ago, I was like, God, all I did was get on there and cry. Cry. It was hard, y'all. It was hard. People don't understand, especially younger people, right? Younger people who are trying, mama bears who are trying to protect their cubs, everything, right? I understand. I completely understand people being in protective mode, or I get it, right? That sometimes they only see what they want to see, and or they don't feel, they only think. That's big. That's big with everybody. He said my spirits are so petty sometimes. I love it. Listen, okay, so I was in a seminar. One of our friends, the great Kelly Bowman, here in Ohio, she is, first of all, she's the lead singer of I believe it's either Dio or Doc, and I think it's Dio, heavy metal rock band. She's amazing. Look, this girl can scream. It's great. Nevertheless, she throws, like, I think it's 2 festivals, might be 3 expos a year. Lee and I used to have sort of a booth at her expos, or we'll go and speak, and sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. Just depends on if we're asked. But I was in an expo, a spiritual expo. It's a mind, body, spirit type of thing. And I was sitting in on one of our other good friends. Her name is Vanessa Salzar, and I I was in one of her talks, and I'll never forget it, because it was really it really resonated with me. And she was speaking about calling on our guides, utilizing our guides, right? And so, you know, we tend to want to think that our guides can hear us when we're thinking, right? Or we tend to want to take care of things on our own, or, well, God, what's going to happen? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? She was saying we just don't call on our guides, like, personally. Like, she was sort of doing a demonstration and saying, okay, guides, spirit guides, angels, whatever you call them, I need you. I need you to surround me. I need you to protect me. I need your healing powers. I need you. I need you to help me in this situation. And I envision my guides just sort of floating around. You know, when you see a cartoon and somebody gets hit and you see, like, the birdies flying around in a circle? It's how I envision my spirit guides. They're just flying around. Some of them are going like this, right? I know it. I know that. I'm aware of that. I'm aware that some of my spirit guides are trying to quit. And what did I just do? All right, I'm aware. They're trying to quit. Some of them are trying to get workers' comp. True. My spirit guides, they're not petty like Tyler's. They're just really tired. My spirit guides are tired. Oh no, now I'm in trouble. You know why I'm in trouble? Because I wasn't in trouble. I called them up. All I needed to do was say Sandra, and I called them up. That's exactly what I'm talking about when I say words are powerful. I said Sandra, and There her ass is. I've called her up. It's the same thing with the spirit guides. Why are we not calling on our spirit guides? Why are we not utilizing our spirit guides as much as we should be? Like I was saying, I was visualizing my spirit guides. They're just the ones that aren't going like this, because there's a few of them. I think they do shifts. Okay, now you go like this and we'll take care of her. And then they need a break. So they switch. So I visualize them, and then I visualize them all gathering around me and touching me. You know, like they do in the churches where they touch you, and then somebody behind them's touching them, and and it's a huge circle, and I'm in the middle. And that's how I feel, right? With when I feel like they're surrounding me, and I feel like I can talk to them on a personal level, like, look, guys, I need help. Please help me. Please help me. Help me through this. Go touch the people that need to be touched. Go talk to the people that need to be talked to. Go heal the hearts, whatever. Do whatever we got to do. And but at the end of the day, I asked myself, have I called on my spirit guides? They're wanting to work. They're wanting to help, right? And she said hers bugs her in her sleep. I love that. Sherry, have you experienced paranormal happenings? I have. And it kind of depends on which time in my life. You know, most of you know that I'm a medium, and I sort of, I don't want to say put that gift on hold because it's not possible, but Spirit gave me a gift of when I was sick that they weren't bothering me. They weren't loud. They weren't saying, you know, hey, my perception of what happens to me is, Sherry, this is Seamus, and I have a red towel that is significant to this person, and I need you to let them know that this red towel is here. So I'm like, yeah, okay, sure, let me get on that. And then I'm talking to somebody, and they're like, I just wish I could hear from my Uncle Seamus. He had that red towel. And I'm like, ugh, right? It's things like that. It's things like that. I hear audible voices all the time. It's odd. When I was sick and I was doing my liver transplant, I was in the hospital. Somebody asked me this just yesterday when I was out from anesthesia during my liver transplant. Did I see anything paranormal or like everybody was talking about? And no, I didn't. However, when I got burnt and they took me to the emergency room, and I'm in so much pain, it was unbearable. There's no other word to describe it. It was unbearable. And here goes me. No opiates. Don't give me any opiates. Please don't give me any morphine. It makes me itch and it makes me puke. Wow, would I much rather have been puking and itching. They gave me ketamine. I went on the trip of a lifetime, and I was scared to death. And in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, this is what happens when people die. This is what happens. I'm going through the process. I was about to spontaneously combust. I saw dead relatives. I saw people, and it was random people. It wasn't like the people that were closest to me in life. I mean, my dad was there for sure. My son was there for sure. Reshifting. But there were random people that I never would have thought of. It's a liver, if you're wondering. It's just it's a liver. Sometimes I wear a liver pin, and it just represents my old liver. This one's happy though. This represents my new liver. I got oh God, if you ignore them, it's bad. Hi Karen, how are you? Oh yeah, I won't take that fentanyl either. Oh, hi Megan. Hi Megan. Another thing that Lee and I are doing Another thing that Leah and I are doing, we're doing a bunch of stuff, but before I do that, I've got to pull Miss Melissa a card. She's not in the chat, but she's on the live here. And okay, so I pulled you a card, and it's totally, where'd the book go? There. It's, y'all aren't gonna believe the card. It's called Divine Entourage. Do you see? It sounds like it's like all the spirits. I don't know if that's what it means, but it's kind of like what we're talking about. So here we go with 32, the 32 card, Melissa. If you've pulled this card, you're being guided to connect with your ancestors who are walking with you as your divine entourage. Allow your ancestors and guides to show you a new way beyond fear, suffering, and limitations. Honor and thank your ancestors deeply for their struggles and gifts, and invite them to enjoy the blessings on your path along with you. There that is, right? I told you guys, Spirit has been so strong with me today. And there are days when I need to balance that. I know that I need to balance it, because there are days when I'm really open to it and I'm really just accepting my gifts and spirit. And there are other days when I'm like, you know what? I can't be messed with. I got to stay here in the moment and not out floating somewhere. And Spirit always like corrects me. I got to find a balance. I will. Oh, food made my tongue numb. Yeah, all the spirits were in that card. It was really interesting. Karen says, when your twin flame is intimate with someone else, let's see. Can you feel it? Was that the question? When your twin flame is intimate with someone else. We've experienced that, right? We've experienced that. So is the question, do you feel it? I'll follow up when I get clarity. Lee told me to schedule a 30-minute with you guys to catch up. I haven't forgotten. I'm just filling out this new job to see what time. Oh yeah, that's great. You're different, right? Because you're part of the program. But our 30-minute free 30 minutes are going away. I think Lee's taking them away in like 30 days or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. But you that don't count towards you. That don't count towards you. I am getting Tallulah is her name. Tallulah. I'm really pulling from this deck a lot, from India's deck. It's so profound. 9, but I just heard Spirit. See, it's so loud today. I have to go into the white deck. We call it the white deck. Yeah, the first part, because I see when your twin flame is intimate with someone else. What's the first part? Or did I miss it? I might have missed it. I don't know. I hope it's, or maybe it's, do you feel it when you're twin flames? I gotta fix this. Okay. Tallulah. I am pulling your card now. Tallulah. I got cards flying everywhere. Spirit just, ugh. Okay. Here is your card. All right. Devoted, it's a number 40 card. It's Ascended Masters. It's just going right along with the theme of today. Devoted spirits with specific intentions. Here we go. 40. Oh, Spirit just, maybe it's just a message from me. Spirit's getting it today. Here is your card, Tallulah. Tallulah. Let's see how this goes. It's the Ascended Masters card. Countless ascended masters have walked the earth in physical form and are now choosing to work from the energetic realm. This card encourages you to investigate the unique energy and knowledge of all the masters, calling on the ones you're drawn to most. This card upright brings to mind two specific masters, Hilarion and Saint Germain. Hilarion is a master of detail, intellect, and follow through. He's saying now is the time to focus on a project that needs finishing. Ooh, I know what that is. It's time. It's time. It's time to finish that. The Count Saint Germain is master of ceremony and specializes in group energy. Could they be talking about the wedding? Could they? He helps with family, corporate, or government issues, often bringing resolutions and expanding consciousness to you and the member and other members of your group. Allow him to bring powerful shifts to your community and to your own initiation. There's your answers, girl. Right there. Ooh. Y'all feel that? Oh, all right. Let's see here. Sherry, do you personally believe alcoholism's open up channels to all kinds of entities in darkness? I don't know that alcoholism does. I mean, I know that it can definitely take you to some dark places, and it can also kill you. Hello, right? I don't honestly feel that alcohol is a horrible bad thing. If you I can't drink, obviously I can't have alcohol. I have a new liver, but my personal opinion on that is yeah. I just changed that. Is yeah. Alcoholism as a disease in general can take you to very dark places, depression, suicide, so many different things. When a lot of things you learn when you get a liver transplant, right? A lot of time when you're drinking, your liver cannot filter the alcohol quick enough when you're pounding, right? Drinking a whole bottle of wine or 2 bottles of wine or 12 or 13 beers or whatever, 2 or 3 mixed drinks, whatever. Your liver cannot filter as fast as you're consuming. So then what happens is all that ammonia, all that alcohol goes to your brain, right? And it makes you black out or causes you to get belligerent. And in the disease, when you have alcoholic liver disease, it's I had what they call NASH, which is non-alcoholic liver disease. It's called MASH now. They change it all the time, but they don't change it all the time. They just changed it from NASH to MASH. But but nevertheless, when I was sick with liver disease and my liver wasn't working to filter anything, if I was drinking a Coca-Cola, if I was eating something with a bunch of sugar in it. So my liver wasn't working. So all that ammonia was going to my brain, causing me to have the worst episodes, calling the police on myself, beating up Lee, so many different things, crying, throwing things, just horrible episodes like alcoholics do, right? When they get to that certain point. That's called hepatic encephalopathy. I had it super bad. I had it so bad that I didn't even know sometimes who Lee was, who Cameron was. There are members of my family still who were around when I was in that, who are still angry for the things that I said. I don't even know. But nevertheless, I do. I do. Having a couple glasses of wine, not a big deal. Having a couple beers at a ball game, you know what? I'll have a non-alcoholic beer when I'm having a steak because I love them. I like the taste of beer. I always have. I don't have anything against alcohol personally. I do have something against someone who is trying to, not against, but I have compassion for somebody who is really fighting this disease because it's really rough. It's really rough. I was blessed never to become an alcoholic. I was blessed that I caught my liver disease before my dad did. My dad was 48. I'm glad that I lived past 48. I'm glad I lived past what my dad did with the disease because I was able to find out that I had it. And I'm not sure if he did or if he didn't, but nevertheless, um, I am, yeah, I do believe that. I do believe that. Um, she's just, let's see. Uh, 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 it's a comment mods had to approve because it had the sex word in it. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Oh, that's okay. It's YouTube, but it's relevant. I love Saint Germain. Yeah, yeah. Is there another way I can say it, or are we good? Well, let me ask, are you asking, can you feel it when you're twin or when the one you're connected to is intimate with somebody else? Is that the question? Um, yeah, I don't know why I can't see that. I don't know. Saint Germain is also for transmutation. Yeah. I approved Karen, but it should show now. Oh, let me go see. Let me go see. Let me go see. I don't know why. Huh. I can't see it. Will somebody post the question so I can see the damn thing? All right. Oh, let's see. Understood, but I am still debating on if someone is my twin or something else. Oh, went from not believing in anything spiritual to getting these random signs, but situation is very toxic. I think she is, but there is a lot of things that really push in a certain way. Can another soul contract also feel it, not just twin? Yes, and weird part is we never did it ourselves. So are you feeling the one that you're connected to being intimate with somebody else? Or you're not sure if you're connected to them. Is that what I'm hearing? Is that what I'm reading? I'm not sure. I might be completely lost. Help me out here. Yeah. She wants to know if she can feel the whoop whoop a twin is having. Yes. If you are truly connected to that person, you certainly can. It's happened to me. It's happened to Sandra. It's happened. It happened to me a lot. It happened to Lee a lot. It's a sinking, sort of an anxious feeling. It's sort of, it feels anxious. It feels right here. You feel it right here. It's anxious. Then there's some twinges in places that there shouldn't be. I even saw visions. I saw visions multiple times when Lee and I would get offline. He would say, all right, I got to get in bed. I've got an early day tomorrow. I'll see you later. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Good night. And then a half an hour later, 45 minutes later, he wasn't sleeping. He was not sleeping. So the next day when I talked to him, I was like, well, that was great last night. Thanks. He was like, what are you talking about? Yeah, I felt all of that. I felt it all. And he looked at me like I was crazy, but now he knows. Okay. I'm in the divine feminine. Okay, got it. In the male's body. Can she be another soul contract? I've I have a little bit of an issue with contracts. I don't know that we have soul contracts. I know that here. Let me try to dumb it down for me. I got to dumb it down for me. You know, when you go to the dog park, right? So the dog park is full of dogs. Most oftentimes, you will see the German Shepherds over there, the Labradors playing over here, the little dogs over here, and sometimes they're separated by breed too. It's similar like energies, right? Oh, you're a very similar energy, right? It's and then what happens is we get with someone who's a similar energy and we want to go all in to see if they're all the same energy, right? And then we start calling them a twin. We start calling them the one we're connected to. um I had a friend. I have a friend who who is in love with a man who she's been his side chick for a little bit, and he finally leaves his wife and he lives with her now. Sounds fun, doesn't it? And all I said to her was, don't get a hold of me. Don't try to get a hold of me when he leaves you for someone else. That's not. She got offended. She got mad. But there was no healing. You understand what I'm saying? So just yesterday, she called him in their apartment with somebody else. But I don't know why I went that way. But like energy, right? It's you wanted she wanted to grasp onto this. She wanted to grasp onto this man and claim him as hers, right? And this is what I've been waiting for my whole life. And we talk the same way and we eat the same way and we sleep in the same position and it's all great. I don't, that's great. I love that. Lee and I can do that. We can do that. We've done that sometime. But I'm telling you, this connection is not for the faint at heart. This connection will put you through. I look at it this way, negative and positive. If you want to call it Satan and God, whatever you want to, right? Good and evil. It doesn't matter. Where am I going with that? Where am I going with that? I was going somewhere with it. I've lost it. You know why I've lost it? Spirit. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. I don't know. They've been separated. They've been in separation. I know what was going with it. So we tend to want to cling on to someone that we have like energy with, and we want to stake claim, and then realize that, oh shit, this is pretty bad. It's pretty deep. The things that Sandra and Allen knows what I'm talking about. The things that Lee and I go through on a weekly basis, most of you wouldn't be able to handle on a yearly basis. And it's because of the connection that we are able to come together at the end of the evening and go, okay, right? Now let's hold one another. And whatever I'm going through, whatever he's going through, all he has to do is lay his head on my chest, or I can lay my head on his chest, and I can feel it all. I don't even have to ask him what it's about. I can feel it. We all want that, don't we? Don't we all want that? Once you're, I don't want to say through, because I don't feel like it's ever going to be through this type. I feel like it might go right in a better energy, instead of what most people live on a day-to-day basis would be, right? Going. But I feel like we can now just be, oh, bump, oh, be, oh, bump, oh, be. And bumps meaning liver transplants, explosions, car wrecks, family deaths, all these things. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Yup. Okay. Sherry gave him a black eye too. I try. Well, I did try. I did give Lee a black eye. I've gave him a couple actually, not physically, and he woke up with them. I don't know. He said I can still feel her energy when she is intimate, right? And right in 4/2/24, I died and came back singing Love Potion number 9 in the ambulance. What the hell? And me and her never were intimate while we were dating for 4 months. I felt her kiss me, zap me back to life, then they tried to defend me, so I sang. Well, you know what? I was adamant. Don't give me any pain medicine. Don't give me any opiates. They send me to another place. I need to be clear-minded. Don't give me any opiates. And I was adamant. Don't give me any morphine. Okay, cool. Well, they put me on a ketamine trip. I'll be careful what I ask for next time. I said, here's what you do. You make sure you put in my chart no ketamine ever, never again, not one time. I'll do morphine. I surrender. I give. It was rough. It was so bad. Sherry, I wrote something up in the comments. Let me see. CeeLo. I'm living with my alcoholic mother. We can't get along right now. I've tried everything. She has sabotaged and messed with my saints and altar while drunk. It made me shake and feel so afraid. Here's the most important thing for you to know, CeeLo, for sure. When she's doing things like that, she doesn't even acknowledge it. She doesn't even recognize it, right? She's so out of her mind. There's so much alcohol or ammonia in her brain that she's angry. And when she wakes up the next day, she's not going to remember. If she remembers, it's going to be angrily, right? CeeLo, has she had her liver checked? I'm curious about that. And I hate to be an advocate to, hey, let's check our livers, but you guys don't understand that what our livers do. Like, it takes all the shit that we put in our bodies. I mean, this shit right here, right? I've got this for demonstration purposes only. I'm drinking this. Actually, I'm done drinking this. I don't know where the other ones went, but I'm just curious if she's had her liver checked. Refuse those when whatever they put in my drip would cause censored. Right. Maybe they just didn't want you singing. Have you ever thought of that? So, those of you who got a Cash App card pull from me today, will go into the drawing next week. Here's the interesting thing. You're going to go into a drawing for a free session, and we're going to do that 2 or 3 times. And those of you who get a free session are going to go into a drawing for a full root camp. That'll be interesting. There's that. And another thing Lee and I are doing, which is kind of fun. You guys know that we've had a house fire and moved in to another house, but my kitchen was destroyed, and so was a lot of things. We've been going over, wiping things off, bringing them back. Some things we just can't get the smell out of or just can't be cleaned. And there are some things even there that I've tried, right? I think maybe we might have 2 or 3 towels because the towels they just smell like smoke. They're horrible. Anyway, for those of you who are going on our Amazon wish list and purchasing anything from our Amazon wish list, anybody who has, that means Tyler, you're already in, and Megan, you're already in. We got those names, and those of you who've purchased anything on our Amazon wish list will go into a drawing for get off the couch. Craig, get off. Craig, get off the couch. My dog just looked me right in my face and got up on the couch and laid his head on a pillow like he owned it. And they're not allowed on the furniture, nevertheless. So those of you who are purchasing off of our Amazon wish list, right? That picture back there came from somebody too. That sunflower picture, I think it's blurred. I don't know why. Nevertheless, they're going into a drawing for 3 months of. So I don't want to do the math, but that's 1 session a week, for 3 months with Lee and Sherry. The link to our Amazon wish list is at the bottom here where you read all the things. I don't know where it's at. Lee put it there, but it's where you read all the things. Um, all right, Shannon, I got you. I got you, girlfriend. You're not the last one on the planet that doesn't have Cash App. It's coming through. You just let me know if you do it another way. If you do it through Venmo or through PayPal, um, let me know so I can give you a card reading because I don't necessarily get those. Um, I don't necessarily get those notifications, right? I don't. All right. Let's see. This is Love You Better. Number 20. Number 20, Shannon. Shannon, if you've pulled this card, you're being guided to reflect on how you want to love and connection to feel with another person. How you want love and connection to feel with another person. That's important for you, Shannon. I'm going to say it again. Reflect on how you want love and connection to feel with another person. Because I know the feeling you're getting from that one person isn't what you want to feel. I know that, Shannon. Examine where you've given away your power and enjoy in exchange for a false sense of certainty. Ooh, Shannon. Ask yourself whether you are embodying the energy of a connected lover. Explore areas within yourself that can be nurtured, grown, and connected with more deeply. Practice patience and understanding and connection, but do not put joy and love on hold indefinitely. Honor the free will journeys of everyone involved and release ego attachment. Remember that you attract people who match your energy and trust in the effortless manifestations of a vibrational match. I don't have to tell you what that means, Shannon. I believe you do know. You are a smart cookie. I know you are, honey. That's okay. You can if you don't have Cash App, you can do Venmo or PayPal. Just let me know if you did. And there's obviously no price. You just whatever is fine with me. But you're going to go in that drawing, and you know what is interesting. So you could probably go onto Amazon wish list, and you could buy probably I don't know something for $15, $20, 30, $40, and literally get 3 months of let's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 12. That's 12 full sessions, I believe. 12, unless there's a 5-week month, right? I don't know. Yeah, Spirit has been on it, y'all. Spirit has been working through me through these cards. I have also been talking to Spirit through my pendulum a lot more, only because I lost my pendulums in I lost my pendulums in the other move, the move from the last move we had. I lost them, and I recently found them about 3 weeks ago when we were moving things out and putting them in storage, and I pulled them out, and when I pulled them out, one of them jumped, and I have 3, but the one that has the Shiva lingam on it, I love it. It's one of my favorite stones, was jumping like a jumping bean, as if to say, "Hello, you haven't played with us in a long time. You haven't talked to us in a long time." And well, I'm like, "Isn't it the same spirits that I'm talking to every day?" Right? But I guess it's a very strong conduit to spirit, because spirit's saying, "Hey, you can talk to us this way too." Um, oh, thank you, CeeLo. I feel a hot mess at this point. I'm sometimes I struggle to breathe just because I forget, right? And we're cool with that because I want to stay busy. I want to stay busy, but I know that there's going to have to be a time probably before the end of the summer that we're going to have to take off for a little bit and just go and relax and just go and be ourselves. So, If anybody knows of any good Airbnbs in Florida, you just let us know. We have not meshed flesh to flesh, but by the way, this has all been energetic. Which can see. Oh. Not much of mine. Ah. Huh. Huh. I believe it could. I believe. Yeah. I believe so. I'm just letting spirit talk to me, and yeah, I do believe so. Woo. Ooh-wee. Y'all better get them questions in before Lee comes out here. Because he comes in, I'm getting off this because why? Then I can spend time with him. Yeah. So let's today we can I walked outside and I saw the dent in the Highlander. And I just shook my head. And then I just finally said, you know what, Spirit, you got this. I'm going in to chill. And I did. You got beds yesterday ordered? Oh, right. Oh, right. We have this is new. Well, it's not new. It's new to us, right? This was Ron's back here, this couch. Ours burnt out. So Ron was going to get a new couch anyhow. And so Ron just gave us some furniture. And we got that. We finally got everything out of Cameron's room in here. We got his futon and his dresser and his bed and his TV up on the wall. So I believe we're done with his room. Fun times. Fun times. Nice. Nice delivery on Friday. There was a time when I was young, teen, when I would say to myself and God that I didn't want to be strong. Not much was even happening then, but I feel like I was feeling the weight of the future. For sure. For sure. Especially, with someone who's an empath and who has gifts, right? I don't believe I ever asked my spirit guides for a look into the future. I would always just say, I just want to find my big love. I want to find my big love. Shouldn't be so hard, should it? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It is. I asked the universe for it. I did. And I wouldn't have it in any other way. I could not imagine my life without Lee. I wouldn't be here. I think I would have taken myself out a long time ago. I would have taken myself out. I'm not even going to lie. That's not even a false statement. I would have already committed suicide for it had not have been Lee. Yeah, I had a couple failed attempts and way back in the day. And yeah. And I can't imagine what my life would be like if Lee wouldn't have made a change. Right? Being connected to somebody who, oh man, Shannon. Oh man, Shannon. Tell Lee I'm rescheduling him when I get paid next. These spirits are bringing up some stuff and poking some sounds. Boy, Tyler, let me hit on that. So, I've been going through this for 20 years, right? Even for longer than that with my sexual abuse healing, right? Feeling, I finally put that into healing. And then 10 years later, ding, 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 that's not in healing. No, you didn't finish that. No. You ran onto something else real quick, but you didn't dive into all. You just opened the box. You didn't look inside. And I'm like, what? Yeah, you just opened the healing box. You didn't look inside. There's still shit in the box. So it's going to take me. It has taken me It has taken me um, understanding that I have to heal in order for others to be able to heal. And some things you just don't want to. Some things you just don't want to. But I'm the type of person that I'll run deep into it, into the healing, right? But then I'm all swimming in the waters of healing, doing the backstroke, swimming in the waters of healing, 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 healing. And then somebody says, let's take you back here and drop you down and tell you how you are today versus, see, right here versus over here. And I'm like, but I've put that into healing. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. Ugh. I accept it. I accept it with loving and open arms. For sure. I feel like now it's not about wanting to be strong, but about recognizing my natural virtues. Lee's change. Let me talk to you about Lee's change. Lee's change. Lee was a womanizer. Lee was a womanizer. Lee was married to somebody for 15 years. During 9 of those years, he was living with somebody else. His wife didn't know about this other person. There was so much involved, right? So much involved. So much lies, so much deceit. He was a district manager for a retail company, so he would drive from city to city to city, girls in every city, right? So Lee was a dog, and he's self-proclaimed, and he was a womanizer. There was no way I was going to trust anything like that. Um, but you know what? When I'd confronted him over it 100,000 times, it felt like, but I finally walked away. I walked away, and when we connected again 2 years later, I started to see him differently. The colors were changing, and some of you who see colors, auras and things, you know what I'm talking about. The colors were changing, um, and the energy was changing, and I felt this major change in him, and I was still like, right? I'm telling you, the change in that man, it's insane. Like, he is the most loyal, loving. I ask Lee, he can be right in his nose in his phone. I'll say, hand me your phone for a second. Without hesitation, he'll do this. Without hesitation. Because because he's he's perfect. I think he's perfect. I think he's perfect. Um, I think he's perfect. Anyway, if it wasn't for that, um, right, Olga, I get you a card here. Yeah, watch their playlist about their story. They go into the depth about Lee before becoming conscious to their connection. Well, and when he did, but was right. Yeah, he was. I can tell this is going to be an intense one. Definitely going to have to watch playback. Yeah. And Monique, if you haven't, do you what? What's that mean, Shannon? Olga, your card is open the floodgates. Open the floodgates. Number 21. Open the floodgates, Olga. Let's see. I hope that's already resonating. But let's see what it has to say. If you've pulled this card, look for any ways love flows in effortlessly to you without your own effort. Practice self-care by making adjustments that are kinder and more compassionate to yourself. Say no to things you don't want to do and eliminate shoulds that dominate your time and energy. Consistently choose what is right for you as an act of self-love. Olga, I'm going to read the whole thing because I feel like it's very personal to you. When I allow my cup to be filled, opening myself in trust and surrender to all the love and gifts the divine wants to put into me, once I am still, once I am willing, once I give in to being the grateful vessel it all flows in, impossibly potent and pure, my cup quickly runs over. with nourishing, replenishing divine waters, full of abundance in every form, for me and all who are connected to me, flowing in a miraculous, infinite current of love that nothing by my own effort was holding back. Any adjustment you make to your life, inside or out, that is kinder and more compassionate to you in self care. Many times, the greatest act of self care you can do is saying no to something or someone else is asking you to do that you just don't want to do, eliminating the shoulds that are dominating your time and energy, and choosing what's right for you instead can be the most self-loving thing you can do. Again, if you pulled this card, look for any ways love flows in effortlessly to you without your own effort. Practice self-care by making adjustments that are kinder and more compassionate to yourself. There's two more. Let's see. Say no to things that you don't want to do and eliminate shoulds that dominate your time and energy. Consistently choose what is right for you as an act of self-love. Um, it's telling me you need to take care of yourself, Olga. You need to show yourself some compassion and love and stop saying yes to everybody and everything. I do it. Yep. Alan was too a man thing. Yep. Sharing one phone. We did it for years. I did it for years. Sorry, do you still find that at times you feel you need to check up on him? I just wonder how I'll ever trust 100% again. Shannon, trusting, I thought the same way. But there's an energy that's there when you're with the person that you're connected to that there isn't a question. There isn't a question. I can put Lee in a room full of naked women, beautiful naked women, and he would be trying to find the door to see where I was. When you have that feeling, there's no reason for trust. I don't have to trust Lee. I already know Lee. I already know that he has my best interest at heart all the time. All the time. It never fails. It never falters. I mean, I guess I do trust Lee. I trust Lee with my life, but it's not a thought thing. It's a feeling thing. The trust I have for him is spiritual. It's deep and it's real. And I didn't have that until I met him. Until I met him, I didn't have that. In the beginning, I had it a little because I was getting different colors, different vibes. I have this little lie detector that's built in me. And I was like, yeah, he's full of shit. And he was full of shit. But then that inner knowing came. And there were times when I talked to him and I was like, yeah, you're still full of shit. Yeah, you're still full of shit. But there was a knowing inside of me. There was a knowing inside of me. Shannon, you'll get there. And I know you will. There's some things you got to work out in you. In order, like, you see where my hair was burnt by the fire and it just keeps going and it's driving me nuts because it's a mirror image and I keep putting it in the wrong way. And I just did it again. Nevertheless, you see where it's burnt? Well, it's not burnt anymore, but it goes that way. Oh no. Ugh. Anyway. Gee. All right, leave it. All right. Let's see. You got to let go of that checking up on him. I'm experiencing that, all the ladies, but he is honest about all the ladies. Sometimes I think, wow, it's really beautiful how honest he is, but damn pain I feel. Oh, it's incredible. The pain's incredible. It's more in third human. Thank you. I'm going to let love in. Yes, you should. Trust is an ego thing, and I feel it's connected back to not feeling worthy enough myself. I agree with that, Tyler. Alan. Man, you know what? If Alan and Lee can do it, There's no way in hell that I would never say, you will never, ever, ever, ever hear me say that people can't change. You will never, ever, ever see me holding somebody accountable for something that they did years ago. You will never, ever hear me say, once a cheater, always a cheater. Once an addict, always an addict. Once a drinker, always a drinker. Once a narcissist, always a narcissist. Right? Never. Because I have witnessed and I have done myself the change. Changes, right? That's needed. Changes, growth, healing, work, real self work, real work, not just meditating and going through your cards or going through your pendulums or going through your rocks, going through any of that stuff. It takes real inner work. It takes vulnerability. It takes every bit of love and compassion that you have given to yourself first. It ain't easy, y'all. I'm not gonna tell you. Healing jealousy, I've done it. Woo-wee, I was the most jealous person there ever was. I was married for 13 years to a musician, right? And when I was younger, I know that that's why the universe put me in that situation, because it taught me a lot, right? At that point he was playing and there were women pulling their shirts off and throwing them in brawls and things, and it was and then there was a point in me where I was like, you know what? He's coming home with me. So he's clearly coming home. And for I don't know, 10 years, I thought that he had never stepped out. No, I guess it was 8 or 9 years in. Actually, it was 7 years in, because we called it the 7-year itch. But I found out he had an affair. And after we talked about that, we were separated for about 8 months, and then we did get back together. And there was a change. But it took a lot to put into healing the jealousy and the rage that I felt inside it. And it wasn't rage, it was hurt. It felt like rage, but it was hurt that I felt inside of me. And you know what? Lee hasn't come upstairs yet, which means he probably had an 8, which is a no-no around here. So I'm going to figure that out. I'm going to find out, because whoever's keeping my husband till 9 o'clock at night. No. I seriously think I should do a jealousy class, because you're like the 4th or 5th that has said something about it, and that's one of my specialties. I love the jealousy class. I like the sex abuse classes because I'm educated in it, and I felt it, so I know the feeling, and I know the feelings that are associated with it. Jealousy the same way. I know the feelings that are associated with it. I know that it's a heavy thing that sits right here on your chest. Jealousy is. It's rough. Ashley, hi. Very hard discussion must be had and put on the table, or it won't heal. Very, very true. I heard my dad talking to my mom about me once while they were in bed at night, saying she'll never change, talking about him due to my lies my sister told them about me. That traumatized me. Yeah. You'll never hear me say nobody can change. And Ashley, I think you're amazing. That's incredible. I can't wait to feel that. But like Sherry said, I have more work. Yeah. No impatience. No impatience. Some things my family says to me about me have traumatized me so much, and I never forget some of those words. Same, Ashley, same. You're not keeping me up late. Um, oh no, because having sex with my twin and not having all my sexual trauma healed. Oh, girl. Whew. I remember I remember right as I was getting sick. It must have been late to 2019. Um, late 2019. And here I am just skipping along, zippity doo dah along. Sexual abuse is healed, sexual abuse is healed, zippity doo dah running. Um, get intimate with Lee. And I had closed my eyes. I was in the moment. I had opened my eyes, and my stepfather's face, his body was on top of me. And what I wanted to do was just shut my eyes and do what I did when I was being sexually abused. Just shut my eyes and go someplace else, right? But I was with Lee, and I felt him. And what I wanted to do was close my eyes and pretend. And at that moment, I wasn't even in the moment anymore. I wasn't even in the moment anymore. So what I did do was I said something to him, and he was just very loving and compassionate the rest of the night. He held me the rest of the night. Um, things come up. Things come up. Last night, my 16-year-old had a dream about a shadow was chasing him, and we talked a lot about it today. But um, you know, I've seen the shadows of of trauma, even through healing it. And I always say, you'll always hear me say, always in healing, never healed, right? Because that's exactly as it is. It's always in healing. It's just never completely healed. And I understand that, and so does Lee. We both do. Um, but I had to address those triggers. I had to address those visions, and I haven't had another one since I addressed it, since I didn't do what I normally would have done, which was escape and just allow it to just continue to happen to me. Um, obviously, Lee wouldn't want to be put in that position, right? And I don't want to stay wounded. So I, in the moment, said something to him, and I believe that broke me free. Um, it opened up a lot. Always healing, never healed. Always healing, never healed. Um, hi, Sharon. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do um I am gonna do um jealousy in the twin flame connection. I'm listening to spirit. I'm sorry. I'm gonna yeah. Um uh definitely, yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that. I'm definitely gonna do that. Um so I'm going to pull a card, and this card is for the whole room. Everybody who's here, all 27 of you, right? I'm going to pull a card. Thank you, Spirit. I have pulled the Union card. Yon. Union card. The number 18 card. Number 18. This is for all of you, everybody in here. It's a growth card. Half of you is wild and free and in perfect sync with eternal existence and flow. Half of you is earthbound and dependent on connected conscious cultivation. Conscious cultivation. I'm going to get this. Conscious cultivation to thrive. The half that is your heart and soul needs only to be allowed to stay connected. Nothing more. It knows the way from there and is tuned in and receiving an uninterrupted flow of abundance, resources, support, joy, and unconditional love. The other half, that is your mind and body, needs direction and intentional cultivation. It is completely dependent on you to provide this. And if you do not, it will turn to anyone or anything who does. This can take the form of other people, substance, social structures, or any matrix to which it can attach for direction and authority. It becomes overgrown, tangled, and fruitless like an abandoned garden. When you make the choice again and again, each day and each moment, to consciously, connectedly, and intentionally cultivate the growth of your mind and body. This half of you will serve you beautifully and bountifully, perpetually yielding life-sustaining and existence-enhancing gifts. You will live in balance and move with the shifts and growth of the natural, energetic, and spirit world, and flow in connection with the other half of you and the source of all that is. This is union. Half intention, direction, and action. Half miraculous growth, flow, and abundance. Yin and yang. Masculine, feminine, and spirit. Divine Trinity. Provide your mind and body direction and intentional cultivation. Notice any desires to turn to others or external influences for direction and authority. Consciously cultivate your mind and body to receive new life-sustaining and existence-enhancing gifts. That's for everybody. My mind is where jealousy has kicked in when doubting connection. Hi, Teresa. It is not necessarily my doubt, yet projections of others when I ask me when she is coming, and I don't know yet. Okay. Very fitting for our conversation. For sure. It was a great card. It was a union card. Spirit just is working through me today. So I feel like when I get off of here, I'm gonna go do some spirit work, and I'm gonna probably gonna lay in a bathtub and do some water work. I don't know. Thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna I don't know who's keeping Lee. If you're keeping Lee, well, if you were in session with him, you wouldn't be here, right? Anyway, so okay. Yeah, just send me an email. I still am personally doing medium readings. I'm doing like 2 a month, maybe 3 a month. If I got some people on a list that I need to, I did one today. Spirit was strong today, y'all. Spirit's just strong today. And I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what to do with the energy. It's weird. This is kind of maybe the first day that it's really been this strong since the explosion. And it's not making me anxious. It's just making me not understand where I need to go next or what I need to do with all this extra energy. Spirit's just really, yeah, it's a relationship reinvent. I'll put it right here. Do I look like one of those old ladies in there? Oh, shit. Let's see. Yeah, message me here. What does it feel like when spirit's strong? For me personally, I start hearing ringing and then high pitched noises. And then once those flow through, then audible voices. And if I don't hear the audible voices right away, I start like feeling, okay, what am I not hearing? What am I not computing? And then I'll hear like an audible voice. But it's I don't know, when spirit's strong, I almost feel like I don't know, like I got wings, right? It's I don't know. Um, it puts me in a place today of, oh, what are you wanting from me? Where do we go? What do we do? How do we serve? That's my thing. How do we serve? And if I don't get an answer right away, I'll just wait. Spirit gives me the answers. Cute, Tyler, almost. I just made a noise before you. Oh, Ashley, when I was like 4, 5. Yeah. It's weird because I can identify the feelings. I can identify um yeah, I can identify the feelings. It's weird. Like I know inside of me what this is for, what that's for. I'm not an anxious person. I don't have anxiety, but if I feel anxious, it's because somebody in the room is, and I can. Thank you, hugs. I can actually. I should be able to do that. Yeah, I can help you identify your gifts for sure. I did a class on that too once. It was really cool. So hey, I've consulted with Spirit, and here's what we're gonna do. Um, I am still doing medium readings, um, for sure. So if you'd like a medium reading by me, it's 111. Message me at relationshipreinvent@gmail.com. Um, and we are also, if you do a Cash App card pull from me, well, this session or the next time I'm live, then you get entered into a drawing. And that drawing is for a free session with Lee and I. So it doesn't matter what you send. It could be $5, could be 10, could be 20, could be 100, doesn't matter. Whatever spirit guides you to send, and then you'll be entered into a drawing. I'll get your card reading. We'll be entered into a drawing with Lee and I. If you order off of our Amazon wish list, for it's the link to that is here on YouTube under the about section. I've consulted with Spirit on this jealousy class. I want to do this. I'd like to start it next week. So if you're interested in the jealousy in the twin flame connection class, then I'm going to do it for 5 weeks, and it'll be $555. And then I'm going to do. I'm starting another. I'm starting another beginners sexual abuse class. So if you've never had any type of healing, or you haven't addressed it, and you need to be in this class, because it'll help. It'll help. I promise it'll help. I love artsy gifts. You know what, Ashley, you were one of those. I need you, if you guys, there was 5 of you, I believe, was in one particular group that I had gifts for to send, and they burn up. So I've had to put an order out, but then they have to, we have to do some things. But anyway, I need you to send me your address. I've I do have the piece of paper packed up somewhere that has everybody's names on it, but I know that there was like 4 or 5 of you. Um, and but Ashley, yes, send me your address. What have you been asking your pendulum? You know, are you will you still work with me was the first question that I asked my pendulum, and it was a hard yes. And I did ask my pendulum, was it upset with me for losing it? And I got a no. But I asked my pendulum a lot of things through the day, especially the life that I've been living. You never know. I could be shot at. I probably shouldn't fly or swim at this point, right? Um, but I'm asking it all kinds of things. Even the fact, should I drive today? Um, will so and so understand this, or will you guide so and so to understand this, or can you touch this person's heart for? Can you get healing energy to this person who's super sick, or who's not feeling well? All these things. Me and my pendulum are pretty close. We always had the Shiva Lingam one. I'll have to bring it. I'll bring it to my next live. I've got it here somewhere. It's close. I'll bring it to the next live, and I'll do see if I can figure out a way to do some pendulum readings. That'll be cool. But if you'd like a pendulum reading with your medium reading, I do that too. Um, oh, nature sunset walk. Good night, all. Hey, Tyler. Before is he gone? Is he gone? I have a question for him. Okay, Tyler. Um, that's a good idea too, Tyler. Using a necklace of somebody who's passed. That's a great idea. Tyler, have you ever been over to the Brown County? I think it's just campground. They've got like zip line over. Do you live near Brown County at all? Do you live near Brown County? It does, Teresa. It does go hand in hand with my mediumship. So, ah, I was there. I've been there. I've been there 2 or 3 times with some music friends of mine because they go out there and play and zip line. And we rode 4-wheelers and and things of that nature. So I was thinking about taking a little mini vacay with Lee over to the Brown County. I love that place. But yes, Teresa, it does. The pendulum goes hand in hand with my mediumship. I've used it a lot. Um, I know. Let's do. I'm in. I'm in. I love that place. It's beautiful out there. Um, it's absolutely beautiful. I haven't been out there since I've had my transplant. It's been before transplant, but it's a good spot. It's a really good spot. So guys, look, it's 8:45. I'm assuming that my husband's going to be up here in the next 15 minutes. So I should probably go. So I'm ready. I'm ready to stop staying stagnant, right? I think we should all move, right? Let's go in another direction than we've been going. And yeah, this year's been pretty icky. So let's turn it around and combine energies and get some healing. Let's get some healing. So one more time, if you buy off of our Amazon wish list, you get into a drawing for 3 months, 3 month sessions. That's 12, could be even 13 sessions. So it's as much as a root camp, right? As much as a root camp. So you could potentially get a root camp for 30, $40, right? Really. Um, I've added a few little things, taken things off that I realized that weren't necessarily a necessity. And I've taken things off. I've added a few things too. Things that when you're unpacking and you're putting a house together, you're like, oh, I don't have that. Oh, what happened to my burn up, right? Like I said with the towels, I had the towels all with in a laundry basket in the kitchen because I was about to fold them. Well, Some of them actually caught fire, but they were gone. But the ones underneath, they were folded, but I just can't get the smell out of them. And it just won't come out. The smoke smell is when you walk into the house, it hits you like it smells really bad. Um, every time we walk in the house with somebody new, they always say to me, I had no idea it was this bad. I thought it was just a simple explosion. I had no idea there was a full fire. And there was a full fire. There was nothing in the kitchen salvageable. If you saw the pictures, the kitchen is destroyed. The living area was destroyed. The dining room was half destroyed. The rest of the whole house, even the bathrooms, were black from soot and smoke. So if you can imagine our everyday lives going in and out of there every day, wiping things down and bringing them here. But there are just some things that, it, just things, man. And that's all it is things, right? It's all it is, just things. Things that they probably didn't even have in the 1950s. You know, Ashley, my heart, I hadn't really addressed that um, inside of myself until last week when I went into the house and I went up to where he was found. And I know that he was already deceased when the fire department found him, but they handed him to our son Christian, and apparently Christian was trying to give him CPR and trying to blow life into him for a good 20 minutes. And after that, he just walked around the backyard with him. Just even though he was deceased, he was comforting him and telling him how much he was loved. And I don't know if you know how prepared we were for this particular pet. Super prepared. I'd done research after research after research. I was planning to potty train, like literally on the toilet train. This fox was already picking up. He had already picked up on the litter box. Litter box was the first thing he was able to go right in it. And then I saw him run across the floor. He went in the litter box, peed, ran out. So he was already being litter box trained. My next step was to get one of the kitty toilets, potty seats that are shaped like a toilet, put water in the bowl. They like this. Foxes like to go to the bathroom over water, and train him that way. And then we were going to train him on the bigger toilet. This fox was picking it up. He was adorable, but I packed up some of his toys, and just last week, and Cameron and Ron took him out to Ron's property, and they gave him a proper burial. Um, I my heart's just hurt because, God, he only had a life of 6 weeks. He was only 6 weeks old. Bless his heart. So I'm gonna revisit that in the spring. Um, I'm gonna give us the rest of the summer, the fall, and the winter to recover and get done doing what we're doing and prepare. Um, and prepare because there's a lot of work that goes involved that's involved in it. And we're gonna revisit getting another one in the spring. And I hope to get them from the same parents, from the same breeder. That's what I hope to do. Yeah. I'm over it, Hugs. I'm over the moving. I'm over it. Ugh, glass. No, ugh. You can't get the smell out, Sherry. I went through a fire to my house, but yeah. Yeah, it's you're right. The smell just don't come out. And if we waited on the insurance, we would still not even be able to move, right? Because they're not going to pay anything until the insurance adjuster's already been there, the contractor's been there, the flooring guy's been there. So it's in the works, but the next step is putting a dumpster in the driveway and throwing everything out that is destroyed. And I don't know, some things I was able to salvage myself, right? May have washed them 2 or 3 times, but just some things, um, just go into the kitchen like, oh shit, we need a fork. I don't have a fork. So now I've got plenty of silverware. Don't send silverware. Um, but we had some really good friends of ours get us the cookware off the Amazon wish list, and he came over to help Lee with the door on Sunday. We had a screen door put in, and well, we took the screen door from the other house and put it over here, and him and his wife were the one that bought it, and I was on the stove with it making a roast, and they still let me cook. Um, and I thanked him again for the cookware set because I wouldn't even been able to make dinner, right, without the cookware. It's crazy. Is it even safe for you to be breathing that? When my mom's house burned, a company came in and took everything out and cleaned it. It's I wear a mask. It's not great. Um, you see a dragon in the clouds? I love that. I love that. I love seeing shapes in the clouds. Experiencing a fire is very traumatic, and I would not wish that on it. It's a lot, Sharon. Um, I'm actually seeing somebody, which is odd for us because I'm totally against traditional counseling, but I'm actually going through the transplant center, and they have sort of a therapist there who talks to us that have had been transplanted because I can't even tell you when you get an organ from somebody who has passed away and you're still alive, the amount of guilt that puts in you. And then learning that my donor was very young, right? Um, threw a sense of guilt into me that was so heavy. It's called survivor's guilt. And the fact, that I was able to talk to her and for her to say, this person was passing, whether you needed a liver or not, right? This person was, and I don't know the details of how this person passed. I don't know if it was a car wreck or if it was some sort of heart thing or if it was I don't know. Um, I don't know. I don't hopefully one day I'll hear from my donor family. I've only written them once. I'm going to try again. Um, but I'm seeing her one more time. Um, so she can really help me go through some practical things because sometimes I can just be standing there and I'll hear something that and I'll just feel that because I mean the explosion just went into my face and I did this, right? Covered myself up, which is why my arms were burnt so badly. So um it's traumatic. It's traumatic. I can't imagine anything as traumatic. Well, the sexual abuse was pretty traumatic, but I know the universe puts me through things. I know the universe trusts me to help other people through the things that I've been through. I know that the sexual abuse that I endured when I was a child, um, that I've used it to help others go into healing. Hundreds of others go into healing. Do I wish it wouldn't have happened? Yeah. Um, but I know that if it wouldn't have, that I wouldn't have the knowledge and the feelings and the understanding to be able to help others go into healing. It's the same with jealousy. I lived it so strongly, and then I was able to let it go and be hurt through it, and then come out on the other side without carrying all that jealousy with me. Did some come out in the beginning with Lee and I? Of course it did. Of course it did. How we handled it was completely different than how I normally handle anything. So I know that this jealousy class is going to be powerful. I really only think that we should keep it down to maybe 5 in class, 5 or 6. That way we can hear each other out and we can speak, with each other without 20 or 30, people in. So um yeah, I think it'll be I think it'll be great. Oh, thank you, Teresa. That's right. You're right up the road. I always say, right up the road. Oh God, only 6 months old. I can't imagine. What would be weird for them? Probably to stay in communication with you. Um, yeah, they talk about it a lot in our transplant meetings. One of my dear friends who was just transplanted last year, as soon as she was transplanted, she wrote the donor's family, and we don't write the donor's family through. We have to write the donor family, send it to the Life Center because it's all anonymous. Send it to the Life Center, and the Life Center sends on your letter to the donor family. And if the donor family chooses to write back, they write back to the Life Center, and the Life Center gets a hold of you. And then eventually through those, I think it's like one or two correspondence, you can effectively exchange contact information. And she did. And her donor, he was, I believe, 26, 25 or 26. His name was Graham. And he loved dogs. He loved riding motorcycles. And he was he was a great person. And I know that because I've heard them speak. Um, her donor family and her are local, and they do everything together. He was an only child, she's an only child, and they have a piece of their gram back with her. And they already said, we're not letting her leave. We're not letting her go. She's part of our family. Oh, to have that would be so nice. But, I also respect and understand that the person was young. It just still may be too painful for them to write back somebody who has their loved one's organ, especially as young as they were. And I don't know how young that is. Gosh, Craig, you thirsty? He might be thirsty. Drinking for 20 minutes. Um, yeah, I just want to be able to go when I get through the other side of things, be able to take that knowledge and that wisdom and and just help others with it, right? If it wasn't for me being sexual abused, I wouldn't know what to say. I also know how certain things feel. There are certain aspects of sexual abuse that are icky. I mean, everything about sexual abuse is icky. Um, but there are certain deep, intimate things that people just don't want to even talk about, even when they talk about sexual abuse, right? So, in a smaller group, we can be more vulnerable and more intimate with each other, I think, instead of huge. Yeah, the dog. He was thirsty. He was thirsty. All right, guys. So, hey, it was 2 hours with you guys tonight. It was 2 hours with you guys tonight. Um, I love the gift of giving you my minutes, right? I don't have my Apple Watch on my minutes because I'm giving these minutes to you because I love you. And I thank you all for supporting Lee and I in our mission. And I thank you for loving us. I thank you for all the positive, loving energy that you guys all send us. I thank you for trusting us with your um, intimate secrets. I thank you for trusting us with your lives. I thank you for trusting us with your problems. And we're not going anywhere. We're going to be here. Apparently, Craig needs to go outside. So I'm probably going to take his little bud out, or his big bud outside. I always had a sense that my dad was checking me out when living with parent was strange and uncomfortable. Oh, yeah. Yeah. See, it's little things like that. It's little things like that are like, oh, um, when it becomes weird or uncomfortable, right? That's our first feeling of, yeah. And you know what's odd to me? I'll tell you what's odd to me. Um, Being sexually abused as a child, um, I believe makes me more cautious, and not in a good way, I guess. Um, but in a way of, um, I'm real careful about being in a room alone with a male, no matter who it is, except Lee, and Cameron. Um, there have been a buzz that my abuser was going to come home to visit for a little bit. His daughter, who's my sister, which is, I believe, is fitting. I believe he should have a relationship with his daughter, if she would like to have a relationship with him. But I don't know. From what I hear, he's probably not coming in. He lives in Portugal. Um, but I had to sit with my feelings on that. I think we talked about it in my live. Like, what would my reaction be if I came face to face with him? And I, I think these days it's more compassionate. It's more compassionate because I don't know what he went through as a child or what traumatized him. It doesn't take away from what he did to me at all. But I know that he also molested his sister, so I know that he has some things in his past. I'll probably never get the answers, but I know that there was a lot of trauma there. Um, and it spilled over into me, and I've done everything possible. It almost spilled over to my children 20 years ago, but it never did. But I guess the thought of it or the closeness of it sh- shocked me and put me into a state of change, making better decisions and not allowing vulnerable situations and or putting people in vulnerable situations or situations where they could be hurt or harmed. Um, 20 years ago, I was caught up with a man who I shouldn't have been caught up with, who I put all of my trust into, and he ultimately betrayed me in a level that he looks like he never did anything wrong, and I just took it all for him. So those lessons are learned, and I've never repeated them. And there's been a lot of change in me as a human being, and thank God I've almost broken the cycle. Hopefully I know that my children are breaking the cycle. Um, I don't know. It's just a really cycles can go on forever, y'all. Forever. We don't want that. We don't want that. Um, I just drove past an address called Sherry Court. Spirit is speaking and connecting to us. Man, you shouldn't have to carry another's water bucket. That's true. Being compassionate is being strong. Strength means to do whatever is the harder thing to do. It's harder to show compassion towards such people than to show other negative things towards him. Oh, yeah, just 6 months ago, I was ready to shoot him. Oh, man, that's what my upbringing has felt like. I've been placed into a situation where I look like the wrong one in my family every time, Ashley. And I attribute it to me being the only one who was sexually abused in the home. And I acted out, especially when I was a teenager. And my mother didn't know what she was doing. Um, my stepfather turned me into a woman at 10. Um, yeah, so it's now, like, with my grandkids, it's very it's a very protective nature that I have over them. Um, I also am very cautious, right? with them and around them. I I I don't want to say that there's overprotection, but there's overprotection. So I have to be real careful. Um, I don't want any trauma or trauma responses, or I don't want any negativity to come to them. And my sole goal was just make sure that it's all safe, right? How we do that, we just do it. We just do it. We just do it. All right, guys. We will see you next week. And one more time, those of you who did Cash App card pulls will be in a drawing next week with those who do Cash App card pulls. If you're interested, Lee and I are doing a vulnerability class. I'm doing a beginner sexual abuse class, which just is, if you haven't talked about it yet, if you haven't brought it out yet, it's time. I'm starting that next week. I'd like to do a Tuesday night class on jealousy, in the dynamic jealousy, and medium readings 111. Lee's got Root Camp special going. I don't know what it is, but if you check the website relationshipreinvented.com, the classes won't be up there. I normally don't have him put my classes up there because I'll do it by email. Those of you who are interested, just email I've been on here 2 hours because I don't know who it was that kept you from 8 to 9.
Yeah.
I've addressed them. Whoever's kept my husband from 8 to 9, that's against the rules. There it is. So Root Camp special. Camp special.
Yes, it is special. Very special.
What is the Root Camp special?
Oh, right now you can still get it for $24.44, and that's deep. That it's level 1. Level 2 is the same, but there's Connect Me to Me, which is if you're ready for connection and you're ready to really do what it takes. That's not 11. It's actually 99, but it's going away too. So you need to act fast because we're going a whole other different direction. And if you really want a heal connection, we got you. And there's still.
If you're interested in any of the classes that I was just talking about, email relationshipreinvent@gmail.com. Relationshipreinvent@gmail.com.
Yes, ma'am.
You're awesome. Thank you guys for being here. I'm gonna go find out who kept my husband from 8 to 9. I love y'all. Bye.
Y'all kept up for 2 hours.